Good morrow, scholars. I'm sure you noticed that I'm not wearing the headphones. I just don't feel like putting them back on. I'm charging my phone with the computer because that's a huge waste of time. Oh no, you know what time it is. Anyway, what was I saying? Alright, so, in today's reading of Star Wars, we came across the part in the story, spoilers in case you haven't read it or seen the movie because it's pretty much played out the same way, with the stormtroopers killing the Jawas that found R2-D2 and C-3PO. And a lot of people laugh at this part, not because they died, or the Tusken Raiders that died because they took their benthas or whatever, but because Obi-Wan Kenobi says that only Imperial stormtroopers could fire with such accuracy. And then they laugh because they've seen the movies and they're always missing and whatever. Now, here's an interesting thing. That's not actually true. Well, I mean, it's actually true. I'll give you that, but it's not accurate, which itself is kind of funny. You see, what it is look at every time where they're missing. They were given strict orders to bring them in alive, right? You don't go against Vader. Number one. Two, there's this thing, and we have it in real life, I don't know if you're aware, it's called suppressive fire. Where if you're firing on them, they're not firing on you, and you can get other people into position safely. This is a very important part of modern warfare, not the games, although I guess, yeah, technically the games. Even back in the day. Now, if you look, go watch the original trilogy, the first movie, when Darth Vader first, and the Stormtroopers first board Princess Leia's ship. They hit more of the rebels than the rebels hit them. But also, you got to remember, like I said, suppressive fire. They can't just, jump out, aim, and shoot, because then someone else is going to hit them first. You've got to get people into position first. And it kind of bugs me. Like, people always say about how their worst track record is and everything. And yeah, sure, when they're aiming for the heroes. And come on. You're only saying that because Star Wars is popular. You're just like Miga. Case in point, how many of you, well, I suppose none of my audience, but, okay, think about this. Nobody bats an eye when John McClane, I think is his name, from Die Hard, goes through a hail of bullets and all the villains miss him. Because he's the hero, he's that awesome. And yet, they want to say, like, all of the stormtroopers are horribly inaccurate, and it's just the funniest thing ever. I read this on Crack somewhere, and I forget what article it was for, but it describes how, if multiverse theory it could be in fact true, there's a universe where each one of those bullets hits him, and he dies in that one, and we're just seeing the one where none of them hit him. And then it could be the same thing for Star Wars. The fact is, you can't pick and choose. If you want to make fun of Star Wars for the stormtroopers missing all of the time, then you can't take Die Hard seriously. You can't take Batman seriously. You can't take Arrow seriously. You can't take what's it called? Daredevil. So many different things. You're just choosing this one because it's the most popular out of all of them. Even if you won't admit it. Now, that's not to say that you don't have a good point. For instance, someone suggested one of the reasons Obi-Wan would speak so highly of stormtroopers is that he remembers from the Clone Wars how awesome they were. I didn't plan for it to be blue, but I'm really glad it is. Wow, this one's a lot brighter than the other one. Anyway. Yeah, even the red one is still brighter. Wow, if it's not that close and at the right angle, it actually looks pretty good, doesn't it? Okay. Let's see. Is there anything else in regards to stormtroopers that we need to go over? Another thing, I remember I was watching a College Humor video, and they were complaining about the stormtrooper being black in the Force Awakens trailer. You remember. Finn is his name. I just called him Black Stormtrooper. My friend Mika was very upset with me. He said, he has a name, I know, but I don't care. Anyway. And then they had this little scene where he's upset about it and saying all the troopers were the clones of Jango Fett, but you don't like the prequel movie, so why are you going by that? And like, because it's the canon. And like, even though, and one of the reasons why I don't like College Humor as much anymore, and the same with Cracked, actually, is because they don't put the effort in. I mean, I get it, cheap laughs, it's fine if you want to do that. But College Humor should bring itself up to a higher standard like it had back in the day. I mean, their best parodies, in my opinion, were the Batman ones. And I'm the biggest Batman fan you'll ever find. Seriously, I mean it. See? Anyway. Those were hilarious. I loved them to death. Literally. I killed somebody. Shut up. Anyway. Even though the canon states that the clone troopers were retired because none of them could have a life expectancy longer than a few years after the end of the Clone Wars. Because of their accelerated aging so that they could be ready to fight. And it's confirmed that all of the stormtroopers in the original trilogy are in fact conscripted citizens in all of the systems or volunteers from the academy and whatnot. So of course there's going to be some problems with some being weak-minded and susceptible to the Force, or the Jedi mind trick if you would prefer to be, I guess, nitpicky in terms of terminology. And let's see, I feel like that was a segue into something else in regards to stormtroopers. Oh, yes, actually it was. In regards to stormtroopers, I'm sure you've noticed they're not the best at their job in terms of, I guess, camaraderie. And there's a reason for that. The stormtroopers, it's ingrained into their minds during their training that the only thing they should care about is themselves, and anyone else, even their teammates, are expendable. If it would complete their mission, they are expendable. And so that's another reason for like a lot of disjointedness and their the rebels' ability to overtake them. It's because it's a group of individuals versus an actual team. And as much as Michael would like everyone to believe, one person cannot do anything by himself. So if there are any other questions in regards to stormtroopers or clone troopers and all other such things, be sure to let me know down in the comments and I'll release another video. Maybe we can do like a live stream where I just get asked a bunch of questions and I try and answer them as best as I can in terms of Star Wars. Oh, quick question. This is for you guys. Do you think that a lightsaber would be able to cut through the constructs of a Green Lantern ring? Let me know what you think and the reason you think it. Or if you have evidence of one or the other, be sure to let me know. But until next time, thanks you guys for watching. No, that's not how I go. Until next time, goodbye everybody.